What's up, guys? So we got to change of plans on what's going on with the Toyota. I got to pricing out parts for that old 350 that was in there, and really to make it comparable or have as much power as like an LS or something would be quite a bit of money. So I actually have an LS in a truck already, and I was just gonna pull that and sell that as a complete LS with the harness and everything. But now today I decided, got to look around thinking about it, we're actually gonna swap the LS into the Tacoma. So the Vortec engine won't be getting put back together on here. I'm just gonna part that out. Someone wants the heads, and then the box still in good shape, so sell that stuff. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for me to get time to pull the LS out of the Chevy, I have a 3.4 that's gonna go into my girlfriend's 4runner. It has like 200,000 miles on it, so I gotta pull it apart and clean that thing up and check the head gaskets and timing belt. We're gonna replace all that stuff so then it's nice and fresh when it goes in there. So that's kind of what you're gonna be seeing for the next couple videos. You might see me pulling the LS out of the Chevy, but that's gonna be kind of on a standstill because I wanna do the wiring and all that stuff myself, but I gotta research on how to do that. So that'll be that. So yeah, we're gonna get started on this 3.4 here. I just got it up on the stand. I'm gonna pull it outside and rinse it off, and then we're gonna start tearing it apart. So that's what you'll see on this video. It's the start of this project here.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Alright, so as you can tell, well, kinda, it's in a headlamp, but this engine's pretty nasty. Just gonna let that sit for a little while, soak in there pretty good. And we'll spray it off, then spray it again. In the meantime, let's see if you can see that. This is that Chevy that I have with LS in it. It's got it's a 2000, 160,000 miles on it. So that's what's going to end up going in that. So, alright, we got it washed off. So now I'm just going to, basically like the other video, start taking it apart. Organizing what comes off when. Try and keep track of everything. So that's the plan.
It sound right, boys.
Oh, looks like someone lost a 15 in there at one point.
sound right, boys.
So as I'm taking this apart, you see me start putting the bolts back into places down there too. That's just something I like to do so I don't forget where goes what, because there's a lot of bolts that are the same thread pitch and will thread in, but they're all different lengths and all that. So it just helps me keep track of it. I'm sure a lot of people already do that, but it's something that helps me. Alright, and then as you saw, I put a socket on that, spun it over. See if we can get some light down here. So you see that little notch, and there's a 0. Ooh, there. Get those lined up. And there's that notch there, and that notch. So if that one, and that one are all lined up, that means we're at top dead center. So I'm gonna have to take off the timing belt to put a new one on. I have to pull off these gears to get the heads off. So I'm setting it up to where it's in top dead center where it sits.
It sound right, boy.
So that was a bit of a cluster to get these loose. There's a special tool that grabs in there. I don't have that. So I ended up having to put the timing belt back on. And then I just put a breaker bar on the crank pulley, hold that, and then use another breaker bar to break these two loose. So now they're both loose. So I'm going to take the timing belt back off and then get those pulleys off of there. Alright, so we got this far. If you look down there, this is still kind of wet. And there's still quite a bit of dirt in there, so I think this is where I'm going to stop for tonight. Pick back up tomorrow so that can dry out, and then I can vacuum it out and blow it out with some air. We're making decent progress though. So yeah, and that's where we're gonna end, and I'll pick it back up tomorrow. Welcome back. It's the next day. Well, it's night, but we're gonna get back to tearing the 3/4 down a little bit more. I ended up buying a harmonic balancer puller that I needed. I was gonna borrow one, but it was only $20, so I ended up buying that. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna be doing. Pulling the valve covers off. I think the intake and heads, I got to do a little more cleanup before I get the heads out of there, like I was saying. So I'll start off with that. I got my air compressor turned on, so I'll blow that off, and we will clean that up so I can get those heads off of there. One thing we're going to do so we can kind of feel like we're making some progress and we're just curious what the color looks like. I'm going to paint the valve covers real quick and see what color, see if we like the color that we picked out for it. So that's what we'll do. So we did one coat of purple, kind of light. So I'm gonna throw another coat of purple on there and see if we can get it a little darker. Kind of like on that intake, the front that I sprayed a little bit on. That's the color we're going for. So we'll spray another coat and we'll see how it turns out. Well, I just sprayed the final coat on those valve covers. I think they actually turned out pretty cool. It's not as barny looking in real life. It's a lot darker. Yeah. So, pretty happy with those. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do tonight is just pop off the oil pan and kind of look in there, see if anything looks out of place. See if there's any metal in the pan or anything like that. Hopefully there's nothing, and it'll just be this quick head gasket timing belt job. But we'll get that popped off and see where we stand after that. Okay, so we got that off. Really doesn't look too bad. I'm going to take this magnet, just kind of move it around in there. See if it picks up anything. I don't think it'll. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus on that. But really doesn't look like anything's on there, so that's good. So that'll be it for tonight. I'm gonna put this pan back on. Eventually we're gonna put the 3.0 pan on it, but for tonight, just for protection, I'm gonna stick this one back on there and go inside and clean up. Done for tonight. Thanks for watching.